Cool.
All right, everybody. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Wow, what an interesting morning. This is the latest I have been. It's interesting. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. You're welcome to the morning edition with Moyo. And quickly, we want to take our commercial interviews before we start the show. On the show today, we got two very crazy women. You know, when women get together, you can imagine what will happen. A whole lot of commotion. So you don't want to go anywhere. Just before then, I have a wonderful brother of mine from Ghana. Yay! We didn't make it to the World Cup this year. Not to worry, you know. I mean, next time we're gonna make it we'll make it to all the international competitions, you know. So it's nice to have with us from the City College Accra, Ghana, the Academic City College, Accra, Ghana, Dr. Fred McBagonluri.
That's good.
He's McBagonluri.
Yes.
He says it's from the northern part of Ghana. I only know about Pandu, my mom's, vicinity, that's all. Anyway, so Dr. Fred is President, Academic City Course, Accra, Ghana. And he's here with us, to talk about Academic City College, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me quickly introduce him. Dr. Fred McBagonluri holds an MBA from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT.
Yeah.
My God!
That's nice, cool.
And, he is also a Sloan Fellow, and he earned a PhD in Material Engineering from the University of Dayton, in Dayton, Ohio. And he also has a master's in engineering science and mechanics from Virginia Technology in Blacksburg. And he also has a Bachelor of Science in Manufacturing Engineering, summa cum laude.
Wow, man. Loaded.
From the Central State University where is this?
It's in
Wilberforce, Ohio. Okay, so it's all Ohio. All your qualifications are from the same vicinity. That's good.
Yes.
So Dr. Fred McBagonluri is the former and founding dean of engineering at Ashesi University. Prior to his appointment at Ashesi, he was vice president of new product development at Joanne's Healthcare in Arlington, in Texas. So it's great to have you. My God, you're a walking, talking, living, pulsating encyclopedia. That's amazing.
Thank you. That's so kind.
Okay, so I've already introduced him, so I might not need to ask him to tell us a bit about himself. But tell us about this new university project, the Academic City College. Yeah.
Okay, so Academic City College is basically a new addition in the engineering and business, liberal arts, and IT technology space. But we're just not an ordinary university. We are actually focusing on disrupting the current landscape of higher tertiary education in Ghana. And in the sub-region, for that matter. And the reason why this needs to be done is it's obvious that our traditional universities are producing graduates that cannot find jobs. And if we claim that this generation represents the brightest set of human beings that have walked on this planet on one end, and then on the other end we have millions of graduates that are walking around without jobs, it means there is a fundamental chasm. And this is where Academic City comes in as part of that solution.
All right, so you're trying to produce graduates, like, for instance, in engineering. Because my mom used to say to me that, why is it that a Nigerian engineering student, his car goes bad, and then he takes the car to the mechanic by the roadside, who's never even seen the four walls of a classroom, to fix that car for him. So you're trying to produce functional graduates that can fit with skills that can fit into the current landscape.
That is correct.
All right, so let's just ask you, why does Africa need such institutions? It's an obvious question.
That's right.
A question, I beg your pardon. And what program really are you offering? Let's get to the nitty-gritty.
Okay. So Africa is at a very critical period in its development. 65 years ago, 65 years ago, when we were transitioning into political independence, the requirements were different. We were training graduates to focus on replacing experts who were leaving. Most of these were liberal arts. Now, you dial back to the last 30 years, or the last 40 years, actually, you look at Southeast Asia and the Malaysians, the Singapores, the Koreans that were at the same par with us in terms of GDP at the time of independence, have all of a sudden transitioned into industrialized countries. And this has been the result of investments in science and technology. Something that we have not done. Now, we have raw materials and resources here that cannot even be processed here. We have to send them abroad and have them returned to us at exorbitant prices. For us to change the dynamics of our economy and to become industrialized countries, we have to disrupt this process, which means we need people who are technically skilled, who are future ready, who are critical thinkers, and who have some entrepreneurship bone in them. And entrepreneurship doesn't mean walking around in the middle of the street selling trinkets. It means the ability to identify opportunities around us and to commercialize those opportunities. Develop a system that is viable in our environment so that we can wane off our dependence on China and in other countries that basically turn our countries into dumps for raw materials.
Dumping grounds. Okay, so now, so we know that this is, how is this different from other universities, the City Academic College? How is it different?
That's a very good question. I think it's different, and I emphasize it's different because here's a guy who has gone to 7 universities in America. I did my PhD work at Princeton. Almost became an astronaut, actually the first African finalist at the astronaut corps. And we are different in the sense that we have equipment that are industry-based equipment, not teaching materials. So our students get to have real-life experience using this equipment. We also have dedicated labs. So if you were a mechanics person, you have a mechanics lab, you have a thermal lab, you have a fluid mechanics lab, you have electronics lab. You just don't walk into a building with things scattered all over the place for you to figure out what systems to use. We make sure that all our students are exposed to fundamentals of entrepreneurship. So all second-year students have to take this course, and they are given an opportunity to conceptualize an idea and to carry it all the way into entrepreneurship. We have an entrepreneurial center where students can bring in their entrepreneurial ideas and get help. What we are also doing is, for folks that are outside our school system but have great ideas and need a place to incubate these ideas, we want to bring them into this family and help them do that. On my way to Lagos, I got a call from a BBC reporter who found these 2 bright kids who finished junior high school in a village, and they were generating electricity from cassava. And he said, Dr. Fred, can you help these people commercialize? So we are not just an ordinary institution that is focused on academics. We are focused on giving the kids a 360 experience, from the analytics, from being able to simulate the environment for them, from being able to experiment with them, from helping them to construct, and then also to place them in industries so that they can have real-life practical work experience, which we are not doing enough of today.
Well, that's good, because if the BBC is calling you to help, that means that you've really taken your work quite far, So, I mean, I'm not saying this because of some complex that we all have when we see the white skin. I'm just trying to say that they don't air things that are not newsworthy,
right.
So if they're calling you, it's because you're newsworthy.
That's right.
All right. So looking forward 5 to 10 years from now, what would you expect your students, to be doing?
So what we want to do as an institution is to be an institution of choice. Which means 10 years from now, when you are debating whether you should pay $40,000 a year to send your kid to Stanford or MIT or Yale or Princeton, that Academic City is the choice for good quality education in your backyard, where your kids get to stay close home, your kids get to still be engaged in family activities, where you don't have the potential of losing them earlier on to the advanced world, something we've done for the last 65 years. We want our students to be students of choice for employers. That when you think engineering, when you think business, when you think finance, when you think IT, we are thinking about Academic City College as a strategic partner. We want to be the institution where the next Zuckerberg comes from, the next Bill Gates comes from. That is really what we want to be. We want to be a center of excellence in everything we do. Yeah. So that is the ethos that is driving Academic City, a place where critical thinking is the choice. Students are future ready. Students are entrepreneurial. Students can respond to the dynamics of a changing global world. We are producing leaders who are technically savvy. As you can tell, the Chinese Politburo has only one non-engineer. Everybody else on it is an engineer. So that tells us that for us to move the needle forward from where we are, we need to make sure that we emphasize technical and scientific education. And Academic City is your partner in this regard.
All right. So, Dr. Fred, we also need to know, I think that you're going to be having a seminar tomorrow. Well, is it a seminar? It's more like
an open house.
An open house.
Yes.
And you do have a liaison office in Lagos, but because you're not so used to our names, so I'm going to ask Jim Boy to bail us out here.
Okay.
Jim Boy, where can people go for this seminar, the numbers?
Session tomorrow, Saturday, 23rd June 2018. That's tomorrow, Saturday, 23rd of June 2018 at SmartX Business Hub. That's SmartX Business Hub, 16B, Mobolaji Bank, Anthony Way. That's Maryland, Mobolaji Bank, Anthony Way, Maryland, Ikeja, Lagos. Or you can also call them or you WhatsApp them on 0811 890 8790. Again, 0811 890 8790. You can also visit their website, www.accghana.com. That's www.accghana.com. So the venue again is at SmartX Business Hub, 16B, Mobolaji Bank, Anthony Way, Maryland, Ikeja, Lagos.
All right. Okay, so
and then time is 9 to 4 p.m. That's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So
now, I also know that there's a website. Can you give us?
Yeah, www.accghana.com.
All right, so you can just Google immediately because I know that a lot of parents are looking for schools for their kids in Ghana, but they don't know where to go. Sometimes you get there, you don't know anybody, you don't know where you're driving to. You just get there, you Google up stuff on radio, on Google, and then you don't even know how to go about it. Well, Dr. Fred and his entire team are here, so if it's something that you think that you want to go for, you can always contact them. What's the number the last time?
0811 890 8790. 0811 890 8790.
All right. Don't forget also that you can look at their website immediately. I mean, this is the Google link. This is
www.accghana.com.
Yeah. So nothing is hidden. So you can just go on the website and then find anything that you're looking for. Okay. So, Doctor, thank you very much for coming. We're hoping to see you again, my dear brother from Ghana.
I will speak the language
very much.
No, our languages are totally different.
But I understand a little bit of your.
Are you serious? Meli.
No, come and tell us there.
Thank you.